YouTube? I am back with another video for you guys. Listen, before we get into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you share and like the video and hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. So I'm back with another video, you guys. Now, in this particular video, we're going to be talking about obesity, overweight women who say they are at war with their weight. So I want to go ahead and get into the video. Make sure you guys chime in. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods.
I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create. We are living in the Trump era, and look, those policies kill our people. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
What?
Now, y'all remember this? Because I played this video a while back, and you know, this is part of the problem. This is part of the delusion. And we got to be honest to say, and I said it before, you want to consume those unhealthier options because you like it. It's not about racism and depression and all these things. You just don't want to drink water. You don't want fruits and vegetables because that's not as tasty as the cakes and pies that you really like. Bottom line, it's all up to you, the choices that you have to make. And if you don't want to make those choices, nobody's forcing you to do it. You have the free will to choose what you want, and most people are choosing the snacks versus the fruits and vegetables. Let's continue.
So this is probably going to ruffle a little feathers, but it is what it is. And let's talk about the war on black women's weight. Now, you're probably not even going to expect this coming from me because I am overweight and I'm a black woman, right? But I don't actually think that it is a war on black women's weight. And let me explain why. I think that it is a war on being health conscious. I think it's a war on being able to sustain our lineage. I think it's the war on being able to continue a legacy. I think it's a war on holding us accountable. And this is someone who's lost 100 pounds, who's actually trying to get to a healthier weight while still being grateful for the body that she's in, because this body has been able to allow me to work. It's been allowing me to love. It's been allowing me to feel. It's been allowing me to grow. It's been allowing me to just do all the things that the good in the world has. On the flip side, if you believe that as a black woman that your health is not the most important thing that you should be focusing on outside of education, outside of just living life, we have a way bigger problem than you being defensive about someone telling you, hey, you may want to lose a few pounds. Hey, I joke all the time, but I can't see my neck like I used to. Okay, it's getting there, but come on now. This war on black women being obese isn't really a war. It's just the final waving flag to those who feel like it's just not important. Now, this isn't for people who have chronic illnesses or have like hormonal issues and things like that. Like, I suffer from PCOS and insulin resistance, but I understand that. I know what I actually need to do in order to lose the weight.
Right.
And when I finally got tired of my own stuff, I decided to do it. But in that time frame, I didn't want to do it because of what it requires me to do, which it requires me to be disciplined. It requires me to take out the foods that I actually like to eat. It requires me to stop eating at a certain time. It requires me to maybe work out 2 to 3 hours a day to begin, as opposed to the 1 hour that people use to maintain. But Let me know in the comments what you think.
Yeah, it requires discipline and accountability. She's right. And shout out to her for losing 100 pounds. That is a lot. That ain't no easy feat. I can only imagine. So shout out to her for losing that. Congrats to her for that. You know, that's a lot to lose. And like I said, there are a lot of Black women out here who are actually making a difference and making a change in their lives. It's going to be difficult, but it's something that you can definitely do. You know, and it's up to you to do it. It's up to all of us to do whatever is required for us to do for whatever outcomes we want in life. So I do appreciate that there are women out here who are making a difference and they understand that they have to be accountable. Shout out to her. Let's continue.
I've been seeing so many videos focused on Black women's weight. And I just want y'all to know it's not a war, it's a warning. I have seen firsthand what being overweight as a woman can do to your health in the long run. A lot of Black women leaving this earth before they get into their 60s because of it. Like, this is a serious issue in the Black community, specifically amongst the Black women. Over 80% of Black women are either overweight or obese. A lot of people are saying it's a stereotype. It's not a stereotype, it's a stat. Obesity is classified as a disease, y'all. And if you don't believe me, I urge you to go take 10 seconds to go look up the top 10 causes of unaliving for Black women. You can also see that all of those are all related to obesity. Like, I love Black women, and I would really wish that people would stop taking offense. Take it as some information that can really help you change your life for the better and to live a longer and healthier life. Especially if you have children, your weight as their mother can directly impact them and how they become as an adult. And this isn't a blame game, this is simply an opportunity for you to go educate yourself and learn something that can not only help you, but your children as well. Please do something now about it before it's too late.
War on Black women's weight. The war on Black women's weight has been like on my FYP for a while now, and I've heard different sides of it. Some people are saying like people want Black women to slim down, but then when they slim down things go wrong, or like women just not understanding what slim is. They'd be like, oh, I'm 170, I'm really small for a Black woman, and mind you, she's like 5'5", and people are like going off in the comments saying that's not small. And then others are like, it's really truly a war when we don't even have almond moms in our community. They stay telling people to put on weight. They don't really like thin women as much in the Black community.
Well, you know, and I will speak to that. I think I definitely have seen and heard women that I know say, oh, I'm only, 180, and they do be like 5'5", 5'4", 5'1", some of them, and they don't think that that's too much weight, and they are overweight. A lot of them are considered obese, but they don't realize. But I think that's where the lack of education comes in. They don't realize what is considered overweight, especially in our community, because I think she has a point when she says, oh, when you're in the Black community, oh, you're just thick. They don't think that that's overweight. They don't know that it's overweight. A lot of times growing up, a lot of our parents and a lot of the people around us who we were surrounded by were not health conscious. And it's not that they all were overweight. It's just they never, were health conscious. It's just you ate what you ate. You didn't exercise, and whatever size you was, you were. And if you were on the thicker side, then that's considered good because, oh, you fine. But a lot of times they were overweight the whole time, and they were having high blood pressure issues and health issues, and didn't really realize that it was directly related to their weight gain. And so I think now we fast forward, we have more education out here. We have access to more education and more information, so there's no real excuse to still be thinking that way. And there is, still like in our older generation of people, they still, you come around like, oh my God, I've had it happen to me. Oh my God, you so skinny. You need to put some meat on your bones. Why you so, oh my God. And you just got to ignore that because you know better. So you do better. Some of those people will never be any different. They're older. They're stuck in their ways. That's just who they are. But you don't allow yourself to be influenced by that because you know better. So you know better. You are a newer generation. So you have access to better information, better ways, so you don't go backwards because they come from a generation when it wasn't an issue for them and that wasn't a thing. You know better. You have better resources. You have better outcomes. So you do better and try to teach them better, because they don't know any better. So you don't allow them to deter you because they don't know any better, right? You know better. You do better. So even if you go around and say, oh my God, you too thin. No, you tell me you're healthier. You have to be healthier. It's not about, looking thick, because looking thick means you're probably obese and it's causing health problems that you don't have to have. You can control that. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Here's my take on it. As someone who has recently lost 50 pounds, I'm not even going to let it be known to my family that I lost 50 pounds because of the fact that they're like, you're so skinny.
Right.
oh my gosh, like, why eat something? And I'm like, yo, to the point where I was wondering, I had to go and ask my trainer, and I'm like, okay, am I good? Like, is this really abnormal? Because the reactions I was getting made me really wonder, like, am I missing something? Am I just blind or dysmorphic? No, I was fine. Literally, my trainer was like, you're fine. Just put on a little bit of muscle on your shoulders, a little bit of muscle here, and you're fine. So I'm just saying, people who say they want black women to lose weight until they actually lose weight, and then all hell kind of breaks loose, because people are used to how you look big. They may say that, but like, the way people lose weight is not always how you expect. Meanwhile, at the same time, we're not gonna act like men and women don't both play into it. Like, girls hyping up other girls, even if like they say they want to lose weight for their weight, like for their health. They're like, oh no, but you're beautiful. Ain't nobody said you wasn't beautiful. You could be beautiful and still big. You could be beautiful and be at risk for diabetes, hypertension. Like, you could still be beautiful and then have your organs crying. I'm just here to say that don't be saying you want to see black women lose weight and then troll them when they start getting fit. Or be like, you're going to the gym again? Or why are you always eating a salad? Why don't you just want to go meet to McDonald's? Like, you know, those little comments that people be doing, like, especially once you start nearing your goal physique, clock them, okay? Clock them now.
If I had known, right, the hate that comes with being overweight and being fat, I probably would be more diligent in making sure that I'm not fat, or I don't get too much weight. Right, I feel like one of the things that I would do for my children, besides one of the gifts, I would say, like, one of the best gifts I'll give to my children, besides like showing them Jesus Christ and letting them know the Lord, I feel like the second most important thing I'll give to them is to make sure that, especially my girls, that they are not overweight, because being black is already a limiting factor in the United States, right? Then you add being a plus size person, my God. You're basically fighting double war, and nobody really wants to be fighting that kind of a war.
She's absolutely right, but I couldn't help the look here. I don't know. It looked like she had. I'm not trying to be mean, but I couldn't help. Look like she has 3 titties. I don't know.
Let me.
I'm a little crazy. Anyway, let's continue. Please ignore that.
Black women in this country, you're not going to add being a plus size person to it. The things that you go through, I don't ever want my kids to go through that. And I think that's what I'm saying this. And I'm honestly just being honest. If you are in the process, like, let's say you're gaining weight, just see how you can work on it.
Right.
Because the things that I've been going through on this thing, even when it comes to like brands reaching out and all those things, the moment that they see that you're plus size, they're passing you.
Wow.
They won't say that's why they're passing. Most of the time, that's what it is. So it's hard. That's really what I'm trying to say. And I never said I'm not beautiful. It takes somebody that knows that they're beautiful and that's confident in themselves to actually make videos like this. So you guys, it's never a self-esteem thing. I know myself. I know who I am. I know who I am in God. It's never that.
Ain't no war on black women's weight. If you want to see a war on somebody's weight, go over to some of these other races and see how strict their men are when it comes to weight.
Right.
A lot of these other communities, the women know to keep their bodies under control and keep their weight under control because they men don't play. Mm-hmm. Black men have given grace for a long time when it comes to addressing black women's weight. They just now really coming out and talking about how dissatisfied they are with the weight of the women in the community. It's 2025 and a lot of y'all are still stupid enough to think that a man having sex with you means something. That it means that you're desirable. That it means that you're attractive. And because a lot of y'all are so male-centered, even though you lie and say you not, you hold on to extra weight just to keep that butt that you think that you got, right? A lot of y'all have been past thick, right? Nothing about you is thick.
Right. She's absolutely right, child. They be 300-400 pounds talking about
I'm thick, girl. I'm thick in all the right places.
Really? You don't see that fat around your heart though, huh? You think you thick around the heart? You don't see that though, and how dangerous that could be. Let's continue.
But you got a bunch of low vibrational pookies who be lying and telling you what you want to hear, all for the sake of having sex with you. Mm-hmm. And because you're stupid and you believe that a man wanting to have sex with you means that you're desirable and that he actually wants you, because you still haven't figured out in 2025 that there's no correlation between a man having sex with you and a man actually wanting you. You would think you dum-dums would know that by now, but I done seen several of y'all make videos and y'all sitting there talking about, well, they can't care about my weight too much because I still get ends, I still get dudes still smashing and ain't complaining. No, they not complaining because you still giving it up, stupid, right? But it don't mean that they don't like your body. It don't mean that they still ain't telling their homeboys how disgusting they think you look with your clothes off, right? None of that is still not happening just because they sleep with you. The fact of the matter is a lot of y'all can't get to the next step with these men in relationships because they don't like your body. All right, you might be cool, you might be having sex with him, but at the end of the day, he don't picture himself being with nobody who physically look like you. That's why a lot of y'all ain't getting no dates. That's the reason why you only get you up late text messages. Like, they don't want to be seen with you in public. They don't want to be associated with you. They don't want people knowing that they mess with somebody who looks like you. And that's just a harsh reality for a lot of y'all to accept. So you have to lie to yourself and tell yourself that these men actually like you just because they willing to smash you.
Right.
Because you're dumb. Because ain't no way in 2025 you still believe that. But y'all definitely still believe that men sleeping with y'all actually means something. And again, the men are at fault for this. A lot of the men have lied to y'all, told y'all that y'all was thick when you've been past thick. Nothing about you is thick. It actually, everything about you is thick, right? Arms, stomach, legs. But I said in another video, a lot of y'all won't get in the gym and lose weight because you so scared of losing that big sloppy butt that you'll keep it just so that you can have it because you feel like that's the best thing that you got to offer. You don't feel like your face really hitting on nothing, and the only time you really get compliments or men really say anything to you is when it's about your body. So God forbid you lose the one thing that's desirable to men when you're so male-centered, and the only thing you care about is your desirability when it comes to men. So a lot of y'all will skip out losing weight just so you can keep that big, wide, sloppy mess in the back of you that you call a fat A, right? Just so that you can stay desirable to men who only want to sleep with you and don't see nothing else with you in the future. But at the end of the day, stop it. There's no war on nobody's weight, because if it was, you'd realize that you've had it easy when it came to how black men address black women's weight. And you would see these other communities, they don't have almond moms for nothing. They train their daughters from the time they born to keep that weight under control and to stay skinny. Yeah. So be for real.
Okay, I keep seeing war on women's weight, and I want to talk about it. As black women, we need to understand that this is generational. It is actually generational trauma, okay? This did not just start with us. It has been passed down from our bloodline, okay? And trauma can get passed down. A lot of the things that we know now is cultural. And unfortunately, cultural habits that are unhealthy can still manifest in the way that we view food, though our perception of exercise, our perception of what it means to be healthy. For example, when you are given a plate of food, you are told that it's disrespectful if you do not finish the whole plate. That creates an unhealthy perception of food, because now you feel like you don't even know what a portion size is. You just know, if I don't finish everything on this plate, I'm going to get in trouble. When you grow up and you're young, you don't know what a portion size is. And so what happens is, as you get older, you don't know how to teach your kids what a portion size is. And then it continues and continues and continues.
She has a very valid point. Very valid point. But the thing about it is, we're not in the 70s and the 80s when, a lot of our community was not health conscious or was not privy to these things. We're in 2025, and we have had examples of healthy eating and healthier lifestyles. There's examples all over social media. There's books. There's all types of information that you can use. We have intermittent fasting. We have diet books. We have portion control. We all know about that now. So this generation knows about that. When I was a kid in the 80s and back then, our parents weren't health conscious, and that was a time when, they would say, oh, you got to eat everything on your plate because, either you didn't have a whole lot of food and you didn't waste food, you couldn't waste food, you got to eat it. But we've learned since then. I mean, there's a big gap in time to where we are now, to where we know better. We know portion control. We know methods and ways of losing weight. We have access to information. We're in the information technology. We're in that time. We can't keep using that as an excuse, is all I'm saying. We can't. If you're doing that, it's because you're choosing to. But we have information now of how to lose weight, how to get healthier, how to get fit. We're not in the, we have information. So yes, that is I will give her the fact that was a thing when we were kids. But to be in this day and age and having kids now, you know better. You have more access to information to eat healthier and to provide healthier meals for your kids. You don't have to still follow the patterns of your parents and your grandparents. And if you want better, you have access of knowing how to do better. This is where I say, people are taking the old lack thereof of information from back in the day and still trying to apply it in 2025. And it don't apply. We have information. Everybody know about intermittent fasting. Everybody know about eating healthy and eating healthier diets. Everybody know that you have access to healthier foods. It's just, you can't keep using that old mindset from way back in the day because it doesn't apply today, in my opinion. Now, let's continue.
You grow up eating certain foods, so now you're teaching your kids these certain foods when these foods have no nutritional value. And it just continues to get passed down and passed down. Now, besides cultural norms and cultural habits and patterns that we need to unlearn, our community is severely lacking in health education. We do not know the true basics of nutrition and how it affects our health and how it affects our hormones, how to prevent diabetes, what is diabetes, what foods to eat, how to eat whole foods and protein and what it all means. And that's why I created my page. But we are lacking in that. We are also lacking in access to these foods.
I'm gonna always disagree with that. If you told me this 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40, 50 years ago, I would agree. But we definitely have access to healthier options. I don't believe we don't. We do. It's a matter of choice, whether you want the healthy options or not. There's too much information out here to say that we don't have access to healthier options. We do. Everybody knows that if you eat fruits and vegetables, and exercise, you'll lose weight. But do you want to see, if we're going to talk about cultural norms or cultural, things that hinder us? Yeah. If you've been raised in a household where they just gave you sugar and snacks and you're fat as a result, then you know that those sugar and those fats and you've become addicted to it, and you know that that's your issue. We all know whether we have an issue to sugar or, people say it all the time. I have a sugar addiction. I've always eaten a lot of sugar. All my parents used to feed me sugary snacks, and now I'm addicted to sugary snacks. I know sugary snacks are my problems, and I know what I need to do to stop it. But am I accustomed to doing it? Do I have the wherewithal to follow the diet I know will get me to a healthier place? It boils down to whether you want to or not. Lots of people know what it takes to lose weight, but do you want to put in do you have the wherewithal? Do you have the persistence to do it? Because a lot of people don't. That's all I'm saying. You have access. You don't know if you want to do it or not. Let's continue.
Want to be healthy, but if you don't see a grocery store like literally 5 minutes from your house and all you see is a Popeyes, you're going to go to the Popeyes because there's no grocery store around for you to get the healthy things that you desire. And so we don't have access to healthy foods. We are constantly stressed from overworking, from taking care of kids, from whatever life has given us. We are stressed. We don't realize how much stress impacts our health. Our health is surrounded by stress, okay? Stress can manifest in so many things that are health related. We don't know how to manage our stress. Not only that, but there's certain barriers. Like I said, all these lack of access, lack of health education, racism, everything that's going around that adds to that stress that is out of our own control. Then you have things that are in our control, like being accountable, like actually, if you have the means to actually go exercise and go, eat healthy, if you have those means, sometimes we're not even taking accountability for that. And so all of this, not being accountable, having barriers stacked against us, always being stressed, not knowing how our hormones play a role in our health and in our nutrition, and not having the health education, lack of access, that creates a world of confusion. We don't even know where to begin, let alone where to end or what to do.
Well, I know what to do, and I would say move away from the table. Stop eating processed foods. Stop eating chips, pizza, candy, Popeyes, McDonald's, any fast food. Cook your meals at home. Use healthier options. Portion control, that means get a small bowl. Get a small bowl and put your food in, and that's all you eat. Maybe, figure out how you eat 3 times a day. Portion controlled meals. Drink water. Start exercising at home. You do not have to pay for a gym membership if you don't have the funds to do so. Start exercising. Walk in place. Walk around your house. Walk around your building. Exercise, walk in place in your house if you don't want to go outside. Leg lifts, sit in the chair, lift your legs, lift your arms, and do that every day. And eat those meals. Eat some salads if you can. Incorporate that. Vegetables, maybe a little bit of fruit. Drink water. Cut out all the sugar, cut out all the other stuff. Start there. So it doesn't really take much, but it's if you don't want to do it, then you're not going to do it, and you're going to constantly making excuses of what you don't know and you don't know. No, start with the things that you do know. You can go to YouTube, look up videos of how to get started. They have tons of information to tell you what to do if you don't know how to start losing weight. So I want to know your thoughts, child. This was a long one. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this war on women's weight? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.